Boom! There it is, ladies and gents. We're ready to rock and roll videos. I know you're afraid to get behind the camera. I know sometimes you don't know what to say. And if that's you, then this episode is the one you've been waiting for. So let's jump to this. Here we go.
Shut up and sit down.
Look, a business can give you everything you want in life. Prestige, wealth, freedom. It can also take everything away from you. This show is for those who are willing to take that risk. These are the real life stories of entrepreneurs. But before we start, I have one small favor to ask. Please leave a comment. It can be advice, critiques, tips, feedback, or share this with someone because your engagement is the most valuable and most powerful form of social currency. So thank you, and welcome to another episode of Business Boss.
All right, ladies and gents, I heard that if a picture's worth 1,000 words, then how much would a video be worth? I mean, it's got to be exponentially more, right? Well, today's video consumes most of our free time between TikToks, Reels, YouTube, movies, shows, TV. There's so many more things fighting for our attention. At the end of the day, this world is fueled by attention, and learning to create entertaining, educating, empowering videos can catapult you to a whole new level. So let's get ready to talk to our guest all about the power of video marketing and storytelling. So let's welcome to the show, Mr. Brandon T. Adams. Yo, Brandon, let's do this thing, man. Welcome to the program.
Hey, how you doing? Happy to be here today.
All right, man, let's do this. What got you into this space? Everybody has a story. Like I'll tell you mine quickly. I didn't feel comfortable standing behind a video camera. I was not comfortable sitting behind a microphone. So I got this bright idea because I heard this guy named Gary Vee was on his stuff talking about if you got a business, you need to have a podcast. That's something you got to do. And I was like, I could hide behind a microphone. I could do that. I could edit out all my ums and okays and all that stuff. And so that's where the journey began. You're episode 1062. We've been at this for quite some time. I got a lot more comfortable. Video has drastically changed the way I do branding and everything almost in my life. What's your story, man? How'd you get into this?
That's impressive. You know, like 6 years ago, I saw what Gary Vee was doing. I'm like, I'm going to do the same thing. And to go way back, I started in the ice business. So believe it or not, like selling packaged ice, frozen water for a living is what ultimately kind of led to video. And so why I say that is because while developing the ice business, I had this invention called Arctic Stick to cool and flavor drinks. Ended up taking it to market. We got a patent, trademark, everything. But on the last leg of funding, we went to crowdfunding. So Kickstarter.com, this is back in like 2014. And so we were raising money for this endeavor. And our first campaign raised like not quite $30,000, but that campaign, I found out how hard it was to crowdfund. And so I started doing more crowdfunding. I had some very successful raises with very influential people. But what I witnessed is the power of raising money came from the video that we created. The story, the emotion, the attention. You got to get their attention. You got to show the offer. You got to get them to give you money. And so after raising millions of dollars doing that, I realized I want to focus more on video production. And so I started getting my own videos. I started doing my own TV shows, and I really got comfortable in front of the camera. And I found out, hey, I can use video, not only crowdfunding, I can use it to partner with companies, to companies going public, companies that are looking to do huge marketing campaigns. And I just started implementing video, not only in my own personal brand for growing my brand, but also in other companies, and went on to take equity in multiple companies and help them grow. And it started from the ice business, man. It's crazy thinking of it, but that's how I really got into video way back when.
Ice business. All I could think of was Kristoff or Olaf, like one of these characters out there.
They say that, yeah.
Starting off, right? You're starting off. You went all the way to royalty on that. All right, I'm going to ask you some stuff about creating video because I think, you took a video production route, which means you started to learn all the ins and outs. You probably got a really fancy camera, started learning things like Adobe Premiere Pro and nice editing and great cuts and making some really high quality videos. And I'm sure all of a sudden when TikTok started taking off and, Instagram Reels starts taking off, Shorts start taking off, and you're like, wait a minute, there's people getting some amazing organic reach and they're just busting out their iPhones and like capturing some raw video, no editing really necessary. How does that change your marketing plan? How does that change for you as a marketer? And do I have to go the super professional route if I want to start doing some video marketing?
Well, first off, I don't know how to use a camera if my life depended on it. Final Cut Pro, I don't know how to edit. What I did starting out is I just used the phone. I literally started creating content with the phone before I had money to pay for videographers, cinematographers, and a whole budget for a crew. And so I was documenting my journey on back before even Instagram stories was there, Snapchat. I was doing Facebook Lives. I was showing who I was as a person and what I did, and I started building a brand. So I got comfortable in front of the camera with my phone, and I started doing some modeling and acting gigs to get more in front of the real camera. And then I advanced to getting videographers that literally would film with me. We would shoot content, and then high production crews. And so what I would say starting out for anybody is, I mean, 99% of my content is with my cell phone. Literally create content with your phone, just press record and sharing who you are, what you do, how you help people, save that to your camera roll, and then upload it to your social media platform. So I put it to Facebook, I put it to Instagram, I put it to LinkedIn, put it to Twitter, I put it to Snapchat. I'm creating one piece of content a day, sometimes more, but one video. And then I put the same video to all these platforms. I keep it very simple and just multi-purpose that content. And I've been doing that now for over 4 years. And it's allowed me to build like and trust with the right people and people that know me. And then I'm like, in my industry, I'm known. And so that's one thing. People get overwhelmed with the fact that, oh, I don't have 1 million followers and all this. It's like, you only need the right people to know who you are if you really want to make a lot of money in whatever you're doing. And so that's what I've done. And then eventually there's a time and place for, now we're doing probably every month, I'm doing a high-end shoot where you do a high production shoot, and those assets can be used forever. But on a regular basis, you can do it with your phone. Literally just put it to TikTok, put it to these platforms, and get people to know who you are. Some of our ads that we do through marketing, our phone videos actually perform better than our high production videos. So there really is no excuse. And you said on the editing and camera stuff, again, if you want to learn that stuff, that's awesome. You can. For me, I never wanted to. I just found the best in the industry who could edit, who could shoot videos, who could do the lighting and everything else for my high production shows and films. We let them do their expertise. I just know how to bring the right people together and turn that into something. I use my marketing background to deploy that to make money.
Yeah, I found something very similar. I mean, the fact that you're doing a video a day, multiple platforms. I take kind of a different approach. I use podcasting, and it's the same method that you're talking about, and I use it with different industry people, right? Because here's the thing: like, people understand that in order for me to stop being invisible, I need to actually create some content to become visible. I need to show up on a regular basis. That's how people are going to, it's like a 4 pathway, right? You're invisible, then you become visible, you show up enough times consistently, you're credible, you continue to do that, then you can turn that credibility into profitability. And that's kind of the pathway. And there's like, you can't really jump from one step to the other. You got to move in that order, especially if you're not doing anything. And the problem is a lot of people struggle with, what do I say? What do I come up with? And so we use podcasting to kind of help them walk through that process so that they're creating content. And I love how you said you don't need 1 million followers, because that's one of the misconceptions that I get all the time when they're like, well, I don't know if I want to do a podcast because, I only have 150 people listening to me every day. I'm like, whoa. Like, picture what that's like, though. If you were sitting in a room with 150 people in front of you, would you have the courage to get on stage and have a conversation? Chances are you're not. And that might be 150 people on one platform, 1,000 people on another platform, 10 people on a different platform. Like, everybody's finding you in different places, but you're showing up consistently on a regular basis. How do you deal with the creative part? How do you deal with the, what do I say? What do I talk about? Like that stuff, I think, holds people back.
So the easiest way to look at the creativity is, I look at social media is basically our own reality show. So every day in your life, you have your own reality TV show, and mine is the Brandon T. Adams Show, my life. And I'm bringing people into my life through the videos I create, through the stories I do, and I'm showing people who I am as a person. So personally, like this morning, I went for a run. I wake up early, I ran to the pier and back. I'm doing stories showing when I do that. I'm showing when I'm speaking or on a shoot, because people, when they can really see behind your life and feel like they get to know you, you look at like the Kardashians, they have that show. Everybody got to know who they were. They build like and trust, and they know these people. You can do the same thing with your phone. So bringing them into your life and looking at every day when I travel and when I'm going to a different city, I'm like, oh, it's a new set. It's a new area for me to create content. When I meet new people, I'm like, oh, that's new talent that can be on my show in terms of this video content that I create. So that's experiential videos. It's experiential, bringing people into your life. Now, if you're going to like just knock out a video, I'm going to record a video now. What am I going to talk about? There's two sides of this. And one side that I do that a lot of people don't focus on is the story side, because ultimately people buy from people. They buy from people they like and trust. They buy from people they have a commonality with. If we have something in common, you look at the psychological side. Maybe we both have kids. Maybe we both grew up in the same town, the same state. Maybe we both like football. The more you share your personal side, your hobbies, and who you are as a person, the more people like you. But then if you want to build a brand and establish yourself as an authoritative figure, what you do is you talk about your area of expertise. So if I'm going to create a video, it's either my personal life and who I am as a person, or it's a video around my business. So let's say I'm creating a video around business, whether it's helping the companies I grow, we're investing in advising, I could talk about that, or video content. So let's say video content. So I'll have maybe the title like how to create a video a day, every day for the next year. I'll do a video and say, hey, this is how you create a video a day for the next year. You're going to do this, this, and this. And then, hey, by the way, if you like this video, share it out or comment below. Boom, I would send that out. That's value content. That's showing me as the expert in my space, and I'm providing free advice to these people. So if they're watching my videos consistently and they see that I'm an expert on video and they get to hear me and get to know me, and they also like me for my personal side of things, they're going to be more likely to reach out to me and say, Brandon, I would love to work with you and have you as advisor for our company. I would love to do a shoot with you. I would love whatever that may be. And so I'm constantly telling people what I do and how I can help them, providing that valuable advice, which means they're more likely to think of you. And maybe they won't buy from you, but they will tell somebody else about you. I've had people that literally said, hey, this person was watching one of your videos and they said, you need to talk to Brandon T. Adams. And that person hired me. And so think about beyond the people that are viewing your videos, think of who they're telling to go watch your videos.
Yeah, that testimonial aspect is powerful. I always talk to real estate agents. I'm like, did you close the deal? Cool. Did you get a video testimonial? Like that's one of the most powerful things you can do. The best thing is when somebody it refers you to somebody else, right? At the end of the day, like you said, if I'm looking for a real estate agent and somebody's like, dude, I had a great experience with this guy, chances are you're probably going to go with that guy because of the referral. The problem is we can't really control when and where these people are talking about you, right? But capturing it on video, having that testimonial on video, all of a sudden, now that's sitting on your website. Now that's a post that you put on your social media. Now it's you controlling when your clients are talking about you, how they're talking about you, and how often they're sending that message out to people so you can attract more clients. The other part of it is like, how long does it take to get results, right?
Yeah.
So many times in marketing, especially when you're starting to confuse marketing with like ad spend, for example, you have this ROI effect that people want to know. Like, okay, look, if I'm going to invest with you in some marketing, what's going to be my ultimate result? Like, how fast am I going to get a return on investment? What's that answer to people? Because I know in my experience, it hasn't been an instant gratification thing, but I've developed as a person over time. What do you tell clients?
Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes years. I've been doing this for close to a decade, and I've spent millions of dollars of my own money just on video content and branding, but I started from nothing. And what I tell people is, think about, you invest stock, right? Some people invest in the stock market, they put money in, and it's a long game and there's a return. I call it, I'm investing in my brand. I'm investing in my digital footprint and my online real estate investment. And so every video I put out there, I have videos from years ago people are watching. And so think about, if I'm putting in a video a day, that's compounding. That's compounding my reach. That's compounding my like and trust. When more people see me, more people are likely to work with me. And so I always say it's a long game, but look at it this way. So you said real estate. I love it because I'm in real estate and I've worked with a lot of people in real estate. I say this: what if one person a month saw your video and was more likely to hire you to sell their home or to their real estate property or their investment? That would make you a lot of money. In some cases, it could be $5,000, $10,000 extra dollars a month, but it could be way more than that. And I always say one view could be worth $1 million to you. And so knowing that you can do that, you got to have that mindset going into it. But also, when we live in an online world where people Google you, they Google your name, they go to your Facebook profile, they go to your LinkedIn. And when they go to your profiles and they see you have activity and videos, they're going to watch those videos. They're going to be more likely to see who you are. And it's proven when people can see your eyes, when people communication, our hands, if you can see my hands, you're more likely to trust me. Smile, you're more likely to like me. There's a lot of communication that happens through a video, just through me talking like this. So you have an advantage to build more like and trust with that human being, which means if they're looking at you online, they're seeing your videos, your conversion rate for your deals is going to skyrocket. So that's my answer to anybody thinking about making an investment. It may not happen overnight. It'll take time, but it's going to put you in ahead of the competition and ensure, I can tell you, seeing it from all the people who work with me doing it, that it's worth the investment and it could pay off 100-fold, 1,000-fold if you do it long enough, if you stick with it.
Yeah, Grant Cardone talks about that all the time. He's like, I don't know why you're spending so much money buying your own property or buying all these other things. The one thing that you should be investing in is your brand, is you. Because it doesn't matter what business you start. It doesn't matter who fires you. Your brand is the thing that you can take with you anywhere. You can start building upon that anywhere. You start to create this reputation. I almost have it like an alter ego, like when like Clark Kent and Superman, right? Two completely different people, but you create the person that you want to be.
You do.
Right? You are literally projecting whatever it is you want to project out into the world, and almost in a weird sense manifesting that reality as well, right? My brother, for example, we started this insurance agency here in San Diego, and after like 7 years or so, we ended up buying our partners out, and he wanted to exit the insurance space. He started a podcast, called it The Insurance Bro Show. We did about 70, 80 episodes, something like that.
Nice.
And in that process, he met a lot of different people in the insurance space. One specifically was a company that did a lot of servicing. He kind of meshed things together. At 38 years old, he's chilling at home, playing guitar, doing whatever he wants. He exited the business. And I think that is a testament to the power that a brand or content can create for you. You are looking for something, and as long as you're out there placing yourself, talking about that thing, those will kind of manifest or kind of be magnetic and come to you in your life. What's been your experience like?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'll give you a great example of where video paid off big for me. I mean, I could give you multiple deals where it made me $1 million worth just from one video view. But I'll give you an example. 2016, I was doing a Facebook Live. Yeah, 2016. And so I was doing a Facebook Live, and there was 8 viewers. 8 viewers, that's it. And I was talking, I'm a big Think and Grow Rich fan. The book changed my life and made me think bigger. And I was talking about the principles. Well, there was one viewer of the 8 that was working on a movie called Think and Grow Rich Legacy. And I didn't know that. He was watching. I got done with the live. He reached out to me. His name is Joel. And he said, hey, we're producing this movie based on the book Think and Grow Rich. One, I think you'd be a great fit. We're looking for a millennial. I was 26 at the time. We're looking for a millennial to be in the film. But 2, you're a crowdfunding expert. You've been talking about that on social media. We're looking at doing a crowdfunding campaign. So that connection led to me not only becoming featured in the movie, also becoming a producer, investor of the movie, but I was seen by millions of people. We did the largest crowdfunding campaign in history for a docudrama. And then that led to a film that's in English, Czech Republic, Spanish. It's literally a multi-million-dollar film that gets me speaking gigs, opportunities to this day. And they're running ads right now. My face is on it all over the world from a Facebook Live I did, which led to an opportunity, which now will pay itself off for years and years to come. And there's not a week that goes by that somebody doesn't reach out to me and say, hey, I saw you in this film. And so that's one example of the power of doing videos specifically just on social media. 8 viewers. 1 viewer was a win for me. So it just takes one person.
What about the fear, right? We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but there are a lot of people who know they need to get on camera, who know they need to
Yeah.
get behind the mic, and they're just I don't know, I'm afraid of what other people will think, I'm afraid of what other people will say, right? But they're ready to make that next leap. They're just not sure if, what's the strategy here? How do I move forward? What do you give advice? What kind of advice do you give to people who are like, I'm thinking about doing this. What's the best way for me to kind of ease my way into this video thing?
Yeah, well, first off, if you care too much about what people think, even if it's not video, whatever else, you're limiting your success for the rest of your life.
Hmm.
Are they paying? Are they the ones paying you?
Yeah.
And are they the ones giving you where you want to go? And so for me, it's like get over the fact of that, because either way, people are going to judge you no matter what. And so once you start realizing the people that do the trolls and the comments that are bad, they're actually hurt people hurting people. Hurt people project how they feel about themselves. So that's one thing. The second thing is to get comfortable, just press the damn button. Press the button, start recording. I think the easiest way for somebody to start just getting comfortable in front of the camera is doing live videos, whether that's a Facebook, Instagram live, LinkedIn live, whatever it is. The reason why I say that is because a lot of people record videos and they'll look at it a million times and they'll never post it. But when you're live, just like if you're on a live TV show or a talk, whatever it is, you're in that moment. So you're forced to communicate. And so you start finding your voice, you start finding your rhythm, you get more comfortable, you get past that negative, like kind of excited feeling. And so do live videos. And then from there, you can start doing more orchestrated videos. And another thing, to make it easier for you to talk on camera, I always say share stories. Because think about when you're sitting around a campfire and I'm talking about a past experience or maybe even a past person I worked with. When you share a story, it's easier for you to communicate that on camera because you're just going past on something that happened in your life. You're not trying to come up with some shit. You're just talking about something that already happened. And then the other part of the story is it's proven that people are more likely to retain the information and watch your video if you share a story. So implement storytelling in your videos and all parts of your communication process, and you will get more people to watch you, be intrigued by you, and they might see themselves in the story that you're talking about, which means, again, goes back to they're more likely to like you, work with you, hire you, whatever it may be.
I saw this TikTok the other day. This 19-year-old kid is now working as a videographer with, I think it was the Miami Dolphins, right? And it was super cool to see his story because he was like, you know what? My mom taught me how to do a little bit of video editing and I got all into it. And then I started doing some video editing for my high school teams. And he shows like video clips of like high school stuff. He's like, and then I saw that Tariq Hill was like in my neighborhood doing some training and I like sent him a DM and I went and did a free video with him. And like just the story that he's telling as he's leading up to like, look, now I'm on an NFL field and I get to meet all my heroes and be here like videotaping them. That story process, that's took many years to get to that point. So when they're at the beginning, when they're at the high school stage, especially because I got high school students here, and they're sitting at the very beginning aspect of their career and they have this dream of maybe being on the big screen, maybe being on that NFL field, maybe not playing, but being something a little bit different. I always encourage them to start with that video part, start with that marketing part, start with the building of their brand, of themselves. What advice would you give somebody just getting started in that space, 17 years old, don't think they're going to be taken seriously, don't have that confidence, but you and I know that there's so much more out there. What advice would you give them?
Yeah, I'm glad you're asking this question because I really enjoy talking to a younger version of myself and helping them get there quicker than I did. You know, you're 17, you're 18 years old. I'll tell you this. For one, I'll give you a couple things, and this is beyond video. For one, go buy this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That is the Bible to your life and to your success. It will make you think differently. It changed how I thought in so many which ways. It made me realize that you could make millions upon millions of dollars if you really set your mind to. So that's one thing. The second thing is you may not know what you want because you're young. I didn't know at that age. I was doing some crazy stuff. I would say find people, if you do know what you want, find people that already achieved what you want to achieve. Let's say you want to be in the NFL, find other people in the NFL. Get them as your mentor. Get them as people that you're willing to do work for them. Honestly, be willing to sweep their floors. Be willing to work and intern for them for free. because what most people don't realize is it's not for free. Long-term value, it's worth a lot of money. And that's what I did early on. I found the right mentors, got in business people from Shark Tank. And what I did is they got so much value from me that over time they brought me into their circle and brought me into deals I could only dream of. And so that's another side. And now on the video side, we live in a world where people buy from people and your brand is everything. Talent is great. You need talent. But also, if people don't know about you, they're not going to know how to work with you. They're not going to know they want you a part of whatever project you're doing. My mentor said a long time ago, 90% marketing, 10% product. I agree. It should be 100% product, 100% marketing. But if you can really market yourself, if you can start building a brand, you have a foundation that gives you leverage to negotiate the biggest deals for yourself. It gives you leverage to get more opportunity. I've seen today some of the contracts and deals we're doing with big celebrities, TV stars, and influencers, because they built a foundation of their brand. They're able to make a lot of money because they have leverage in the situation. So to recap that, 17-year-olds, read Think and Grow Rich. Do that. Secondly, figure out what you want. Find people that already achieved it. Get them as a mentor. Or maybe you don't know what you want. Find other people that are very successful in their realm and get around them, because you are the average of 5 people you spend the most time with. And the third thing is build a personal brand no matter what you do. And the quickest way to build a personal brand in my mind is video content. Again, why video? There's so many ways. I've done podcasting, I've done books, I've done everything else. A video is the one medium where people can see you, they can feel the emotion behind it. There's so much communication aspects to it that psychologically, they're going to be more likely to like you, something that a podcast or a book or any other outlet can't do. Create videos and you'll build a personal brand.
Dude, 100% agree. Videos make all the difference in the world. Plus, this is a side thing that I always find super cool and super interesting that I don't think people kind of see as much value in it until they're older. But like, I feel like for the last 5 years, I've been doing a lot of podcasts, a lot of video content. So much stuff is living online. Like if I try to tell my kids, hey, this is what my grandpa was like, it's only hearsay. Like they don't know his voice. They don't know his personality type. They weren't around when he was alive. There's nothing really recorded. But for all I know, like my grandchildren or great grandchildren are like watching me right now, and they know exactly what I sounded like, what I was inspired by, what I had ambitions towards, what I laughed about, what I talked about. So like that documenting process is also a way for you to like leave a legacy behind of who you are. And to top it off on a third note, when you do video podcasts, when you're talking to people, I'm literally like the Matrix, plugged in, learning from people like you who've already been doing this. It's the cheat code to life. You talk about Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Unfortunately, we can't have him on the show anymore. But there are people right now that have written amazing books that you could literally have a conversation with, a video conversation with, and ask them in-depth questions about the stuff that they're already talking about. The opportunities are just vast when you apply them to networking. But if you add that video component, it brings that additional value to people and you benefit so much. Brandon, dude, you have a personal brand. You've branded your own name. If people want to reach out, they want to get a hold of you, they want to watch the Think and Grow Rich Legacy movie, how can they do that, man?
I made it easy. It took years to even acquire this handle. Brandon T. Adams everywhere. Don't forget the T. Brandon T. Adams on BrandonTAdams.com. You can find it on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, you name it. And you can Google my name, and I dominate for pages down. BrandonTAdams.com. Everything you want to know about me, work with me, movie, whatever, just go out there.
All right, man, dude. A lot of value that you brought today. I got one more question. I got a lot of kids who are on the ropes. Do I go to college? Do I not go to college? Is there a different opportunity out there? I love what you do, how you bring up the book, because I value an education. I just don't always value college as much as I did in the past. So if I got a kid here who's like, you know what, college is probably not the route I should go, what advice would you give to them? What's your experience with education? How's it helped you?
So it depends on what you want to do. So if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, college is the path you have to go, because you have to get that certification. Now, if you want to learn business, marketing, or any of that, I actually have somebody a part of my team now that just graduated high school and having the same conversation with me, and she's working with us, and she's probably getting more than a doctorate degree could get in business. I mean, it's pretty insane. But I would say this, for one, don't just go to college because you feel like that's a path, because you're spending money unless you get a full ride. I will say college gives you experiences, and it could give you connections and relationships. But if you're looking at like a business learning, if you want to learn business, you want to learn marketing, no professor is going to teach you that. The way I learned is losing millions of dollars and learning the hard way. And so you want to learn business, go do business. You really want to learn, like, let's say you want to be the best in marketing, be a part of a marketing firm and take whatever they give you at the beginning and prove to them what you can make their company. And then you can make more within 24 months than somebody could make after 4 years of having a couple $100,000 of debt. So that's my answer to it. You don't need college if you're going to go do business, but it could be an option for you. But I would say, knowing what I know now, I would just find one of the biggest companies in the realm of where I want to be in. I would work for them for free, and I would work my way up, and eventually I could start my own company.
Boom. There it is, ladies and gents. Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. That's what comes out of these video podcasts. I love them. Brandon, thank you very much for being on the show. And I just remembered, sorry team, I forgot to leave it as the 2 squares on the video thing. But hey, we started a new YouTube page dedicated to just our shorts. So if you guys are interested in just getting small clips of the show, make sure you guys check it out. Business Bros Shorts. It's on YouTube. My team said, make something on video so I can promote it. So here it is. I'm on video telling you, check out our YouTube channel at Business Bros Pod for the full episodes, Business Bros Shorts on YouTube. Brandon, thank you very much for coming on the program. Video marketing is where it's at. You have to do it. Like Gary Vee said, if you're in business, you got to have some sort of video podcast, something to be creating content on a regular basis. It does absolute wonders. And to have proof, make sure you guys just Google Brandon T. Adams. Like you said, that is the power of creating video marketing content. BrandonTAdams.com. You can find him at Brandon T. Adams on all social platforms, just like you can find us on all of them at Business Bros Pod. Thanks a lot, Brandon, for being on the show.
Thank you,
ladies
buddy.
and gents. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. And we're out.
It's over. Go home. Is your business in need of marketing? Try starting a podcast. But not just any podcast. Podcast like a pro. We can show you how to take your business from being invisible to becoming a brand people trust. Go to www.businessbros.biz to get started today.